what IGEM is and where it came from?
So IGEM is, it's the high school outreach, what is it? The official name of IGEM is the High School Biotechnology Training Program. I finally remembered after that in the 7th week of the program what it's actually called. And that came out of just sort of my non-traditional background. I came to science, I came to college fairly late in life. At 28, frankly, I didn't finish high school. I went in the Army when I was 17. And I've done a lot of things, and I've met a lot of people who are, working construction and working in bookstores and doing not great jobs, who are frankly as bright as people around here. They just came out of a different socioeconomic stream. And talking about this with James Carruthers, who came from a similar background, although he was bright early on, whereas I might have gotten bright later. We'll see, jury's still out. But I mean, James went to Yale. James went to undergrad at Yale, did his PhD at Harvard. He's the American dream. So he and I, working together, came up with this program to sort of reach out to a demographic that doesn't have that many opportunities. And we pitched the idea to Jay, and Jay wrote us a check to fund the first year. It was as quick as that, too. I mean,
Where'd you grow up? Where'd you come from?
I came from Minneapolis. So I came from regular middle-class Midwestern background. My father's a mechanical engineer, and my mother's a piano teacher, accordion teacher. Just stock Midwestern boy who just,
Jay,
yeah. Who obviously didn't fit in the Midwest, and here we are, out in the land of fruits and nuts.
So what are the goals of IGEM?
Get these kids into college. I mean, there's a scientific program, but it's a training tool. I mean, it's nice. It fits into JBay. It's the scientific project is to isolate new cellulose degrading organisms from the environment and try to clone their cellulitic machinery. And we're making progress on that. We have some organisms isolated. We're analyzing their enzyme output. And we'll see what we get. But the real goal is just to get these kids, open their eyes a little, let them know that they can do this. I mean, we've got kids that have been identified by their high school science teachers as having a little spark, but they're from backgrounds that are demographically disadvantaged as far as high school attendance. No family history, low family income, that sort of thing. So we have a stipend for them, so we didn't have to compete with Taco Bell for holding them for the summer. I mean, a lot of these kids may have ended up carrying bricks or working at Taco Bell or whatever. I mean, we just wanted to get them in here and get them some training. So we've had speakers from inside of JBay. We've had people from Novozymes, 23andMe, people. Eric, who's sitting at the end of the bench, came in and talked about his undergrad experience at Cal State Poly. I mean, we've had a lot of academics. We've had industrial people. We have a nurse coming this week. A lot of the kids are interested in the medical field, so they'll probably grill her. She's actually booked for 2 hours. Most people are booked for an hour, but I've already been handed 2 pages of questions for the nurse, so she's going to be probably the most popular speaker. Jay's coming to talk on Friday. We actually got Jay Kiesling. How hard is that? Get him to speak.
Impressive.
Yeah, so it's good. It's working out well, I think, and the kids are great. Kids are just great. What else you got?
What would you say the biggest cultural change for them is coming into a place like this? What scared them the most?
I don't know yet. Frankly, I don't get that much one-on-one time with them. I wear the authoritarian hat, so when I come in, it's usually hammer things out.
So they're cool enough,
What's that?
they're cool enough that when you walk in the room, they're performing professional.
Oh, they're great. They've taken to this. I mean, it took, by the end of the first week, only half of them had actually spoken to me directly, so I was pretty nervous. But by the end of the second week, they will stop me and ask me lots of questions about the project, and yeah, it's really great.
Skill on your part. When you put them at ease to some degree or other, it's a big jump.
Yeah. I have no idea. I have no idea what I'm doing. There's the quote of the day. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Midwestern male modesty, we don't believe it for a
Yeah.
second.
What you got?
As far as your actual research goes, what sorts of technical challenges do you anticipate like, in the next year? Trying to target and knock down on these?
I think as we start increasing the titers of so I've got a handful of targets that I'm responsible for, and as we start increasing the output of these molecules, we're going to run into toxicity issues, and we're going to have to decide how to ameliorate that toxicity for the host organism. I think that's going to be the number one problem that we run into.
As far as bigger context, what do you feel about biofuels in general? The jargon is it'll solve all of our problems as far as the energy crisis goes. Do you actually see cellulosic biofuels doing that?
Solving all of our problems. That's
Or not? I think that's a bit large.
yeah, it is. No, I see them having the potential to be part of the solution. I think we can supplant a percentage, and I can't say what percentage, but it's certainly a percentage of petroleum usage with biofuels, and in an environmentally responsible way, not just by mowing down the national forests and planting corn. I mean, I think as we break the real linchpin technology is the breakdown of cellulose. So as like the kids were working on for the summer, as we break that getting from waste materials and fast-growing things like prairie grasses to fuel is going to be economically competitive. Conservation should probably get more airtime than it does, but I think we're in a good position to help the bigger picture. Sorry, that's not a real. That's sort of dodging the question, but I do think that there's potential there, and that we're going to reach some of that potential. Does that sort of answer your question?
Mm-hmm.
And once that is harnessed, I mean, once we can efficiently break down lignocellulosic biomass is the big word they use. Once we can start breaking that down, I mean, the output is that could change the way a lot of things are done. I mean, the output of pharmaceuticals could be made from these sorts of feedstocks. It's essentially making cheap sugar for microorganisms to grow on, and might be material science things that can come out of it as well. So replacing other aspects of the petroleum industry. Yeah, there's a huge potential. We just need to figure out how to get there, and I think we will.
Are there going to be environmental